Well, I guess you stopped scrolling. All right, it's time to put your taco down, put your drink down, put the dog down. Okay? Because I have a very destiny-driven reading here for you. Okay? And this is timeless. So you were meant to find this reading because there's a message. Your guides have been repeating, but you've been missing it. So today, I'm revealing what you have been blind to. So I've got 3 different decks out here on my table. You might want to pay attention to all 3 because all 3 of them could resonate. They could connect to you, with you. But these are all in regards to love. So basically what I'm pulling here on is a pattern that you've been looping in love. And then I'm going to show you what the key shift is that's going to change everything here. All right. So have you picked your pile yet? Have you? I'm going to give you a few minutes here. Not a few minutes, probably just more of like a few seconds. So we're going to start with the first pile here. And I know that these have no nudie bits on them, so those are covered. But I have pre-shuffled all these because it takes a while to do all this. So, your patterns that you keep repeating here is... So, you often begin with like some kind of mental breakthrough, right? Or clarity about what you want, okay? It starts off very clear, almost like you know exactly what this connection is. Then there's a big emotional high, all right? Wish fulfillment, this intoxicating feeling of this is everything I wanted. So love feels kind of like a dream come true. But then things move very fast, almost too fast, all right? So there's passion, momentum, intensity, communications, emotions flood in before a true foundation can truly be built here. So that rush tends to attract people who are hot and cold, impulsive, and not fully settled. So this energy burns bright, okay, but struggles with consistency. So the pattern is you fall into connections that feel like they suddenly are this wish fulfillment, okay? Because it's like, but because they ignite too quickly and often involve impulse or like fiery people here, the relationship, it flames out or it starts to feel unstable. So it's basically at the end of the day, it's passion without pacing. So, the key moment that's going to shift everything here for you. So, instead of riding the waves of fast-moving passion, the shift is about slowing down and integrating balance, not letting emotion and passion run the entire show. So, this is reminding you that you can have wish fulfillment, but only if you juggle passion with practicality. So it's about weighing choices carefully and not saying yes to someone just because they spark this immediate excitement. So this energy pushes you towards a new rhythm in love. So one where you test balance with consistency and stability before giving your full heart. So how this changes everything is basically you're going to stop looping in the fast-burning love stories, and instead, you know, you start attracting partners who bring both passion and long-term balance. So this love becomes sustainable, and it's just not exciting here, all right? So that's what we have for the first pile. Now, what do we have for the second pile? Let's do this. Second pile. Second pile. So there's a pattern of getting pulled in to a connection that feels magnetic, but also carries undertones of control, temptation, unhealthy attachments. So this can show us like a cycle of attraction that feels fated, but it's binding. So you keep hoping and healing in these relationships, believing they can transform or the connection is divinely guided. So you pour faith into this, even when the red flags are here with the devil. So there's a desire for commitment and tradition. So these relationships might quickly slip into roles of teacher-students. Like, I can fix them, and they can fix me. Okay? So, on the surface, things may look stable. Like, you may have milestones here with this person, or relationships in general, or the fantasy of having a happy union, but beneath, there's often an imbalance of power with the devil, or like idealism that's outweighed by reality here with the star. So you attract or step into relationships where you hope and like your hope and your spiritual beliefs are colliding with control and structure. So there's both inspiration and restriction. So it's leading to bonds that feel meant to be, but often they test your freedom, your healing, and your boundaries. So the key shift here is, okay, a playful, innocent, and exploratory kind of energy. So it's kind of saying to step away from heavy karmic contracts and serious structures, and instead invite lightness and curiosity back into love. So this means allowing yourself to kind of experience love in a similar and in smaller, softer doses. So this is flirtation, this is emotional openness, without rushing into binding commitments or trying to fix or save somebody here. So this is encouraging you to see that, see love as art, play, and self-expression. Not destiny, not rules, and not changes or chains. Blah, blah, blah. So how's it going to change everything? So you break free from karmic repetition by shifting from seriousness, contractual love into like joyful, curious, emotionally honest love. So the next chapter in love isn't about being locked in. It's about rediscovering wonder and having like emotional freshness. So it's basically moving from fated karmic bindings to innocent heart-led love. So for the last and final pattern, we're going to flip it over. Okay, so I feel like you often attract or pursue partners who seem stable, established, reliable. Someone who looks like husband, wife, long-term material. So there's a theme of seeking security here and someone who's going to be dependable. But this stability often crumbles. So there's a repeating cycle of painful endings, betrayals, or feelings of being let down by those you trusted to be reliable. So your security is turning basically into disappointment. So you tend to give like a lot of effort, right? Like wanting to build something solid, have cooperation, but often the other person doesn't match your level of teamwork, your level of investment here. So you push forward, determined to make everything work, even when the connection is lopsided. So there's willpower here, but also a theme of carrying the weight of yourself to keep things moving. So your pattern is basically you're pouring energy into building with partners who seem reliable, but often show their instability through endings, forcing you to rely on your own determination. So you're repeatedly like put in a position of carrying more of emotional structure and like the load in the relationship. So the key shift that's going to change everything. Louis, stay back. He's like, I got the messages. Give me the super chat treats. I know. So instead of, seeking safety in others, right? And then being crushed when they fail you, you step into clarity and self-illumination here. So this is about authentic connection. No shadows, nothing hidden, no hidden disappointments, no false promises. So the shift means love becomes transparent, joyful, and rooted in truth and shared happiness, not in chasing someone's potential of being stable. So you start attracting people who match your light and intentions because you're radiating in your own energy with the sun. So how this is going to change everything is the cycle of betrayal and struggle is replaced with love that feels like freedom, openness, and celebration. So the sun says the next chapter of love isn't about, surviving painful endings. It's about thriving in genuine joy. So, this is about, it's like going from painful lessons, like into false stability, like in basically to living in your authentic self, your joy, your love. That's exactly what this is. So, if this reading was helpful, or if it was resonating, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you enjoyed this reading. Until then, I will see you later. Good luck.